Okay, welcome back, everybody. Throwing up the snow statistic chart here once again, and this is an interesting chart. Has been for several weeks, and it continues to actually grow in its infamy, sort of, because the gap here continues to become larger. The actual snowfall so far, 0.4 inches in Grand Rapids. Now, keep in mind, we have had some locations off to the north that have gotten certainly more than 0.4 inches. But here in GR, a pretty good representation for probably 85% of our viewing area, and that is way below normal. The average through December 14th, in a typical year, again, a typical year is not really necessarily ever comes to fruition, but you get the idea. Averages going back decades and decades. Typically, we've had about 16 inches by now. We would have had. Last year at this time, we had 12.4 inches. What's interesting about last year is we got snow early on in November, and then it kind of leveled off late November, late in the month into December, so we fell behind the pace, as you can see, last year as well, and ended up well below normal last year with the snowfall. Look at the record, though, from the year 2000. Do you happen to remember that year? 54.2 inches we had already by December 14th in GR. So very, very interesting that this year we're lagging behind that record by 54 inches, in fact, or very close to it. And nothing coming, it doesn't appear, over the next week or so that would add significantly to our total of 0.4 inches. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes as we get closer to Christmas and beyond. 27 at 7 p.m. We're trickling back through the 20s. It's going to be interesting to see how these temps play out tonight, because if we happen to get better breaks in the clouds, and I do think there are going to be breaks from here on out, that's why I've got partly cloudy as opposed to mostly cloudy, but a clearer patch that does assemble. Readings could fall off quicker than I have shown here, so keep tabs on that. I do think eventually by daybreak tomorrow morning we're going to be right around that 20-degree threshold in GR. If we happen to get better clearing for a longer stretch, could go into the upper teens. These are the current readings on the board. 26 in Ionia, closer to 30 along the lakeshore, and the lakeshore will maintain in the mid-20s tonight because mostly cloudy skies right up against the lakeshore will be common, with even a flurry or two, but nothing more than that. You can see a west to northwest breeze still at about 10 to 15. I just stepped outside a few moments ago. You could feel a little bit breezy weather, but nothing outrageous. Certainly, though, any breeze makes it feel like the mid to upper teens. So obviously, as we've talked about enough now, cold temperatures tonight. It stays chilly in the days ahead. Really, it does. But quiet weather holds. No big storm systems arriving here, and I don't see any big opportunities for snow shovelable events anytime soon. Again, as I mentioned the last couple days, once you get beyond about day 4, day 5, things can change on those models, so we'll continue to look at it. But the overall trend definitely is a milder one and a quiet one. Look at this, back to 37 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and even the lower 40s by early next week. The overall look from west to east across the weather maps into week 2 really isn't too shabby. Big picture. The lake effect flurries from early today, those are dying down. Northwest winds subsiding overnight tonight, so that lake influence goes away. Look at the winter storm watches along the east coast. Massive storm. I mean, a 12 to 15, maybe 18-inch snow band coming about, but well away from us. There's a forecast through the weekend, maybe a drop or a flake at some point, really Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but no systems are going to be big, and temps on the mild side.